YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Attila, where we're going to be taking on the West Rome campaign. Once again, I did turn the better looking water mod back on because the other one was killing me. Let us get back to where we were. We had lost a battle against the Huns, unfortunately. Hate to admit that it does sometimes happen, as embarrassing as it is. Let's see. Ruined provisions, I like. I don't know, extorting foreign agents could be handy. Let's see what I want to do. So we have captured Constantinople, and it is secure. I'd like to finish off the Visigoths, and to that end, I would want to be retraining some of these fleets. And there is a small Visigoth stack right here. I don't know what in the world they're up to. It's got to autosave after every time. I got to get used to that too. I was like, man, it's so slow, but it's the autosave feature that appears when you turn the game to legendary. Let's see. Does anybody know if you're playing on legendary, can you go rename the autosave when it saves and effectively be able to save your game? I mean, I would think you can. I think you all understand what I'm saying there. Like whenever you're using the autosave, I think you could just go rename the save file, and it would basically make the game permanent rather than being an autosave, which will automatically delete when the next one comes through. Tell me if you know the answer to that. Let me know. I think you can though. I'm gonna get rid of these rebels that had appeared at Thessalonica. Let's see. Just wipe these guys out real quick. Kill the captives. No mercy for the Visigoths at this point. We've got public order turning around. We need to kind of start. Well, we need to keep tearing down the buildings that I'm not going to use in this province. And I'm going to upgrade the religious building. Okay, my fleets. I've got one fleet here. This fleet needs to retrain. And I got this fleet in pretty good shape. So I've got two fleets that are in pretty strong condition. So I'm actually thinking, let's sail those down and go ahead and blockade Ephesus and see if we can use these fleets to effectively wipe out Ephesus. We might be able to, if I send both. Let's see, this fleet here. Let's come down and join the blockade. And then this fleet needs to come back in and rebuild, basically. Light crossbow ship, yeah, it was these 4, 5. We're definitely going to need plenty of those. One more ramming ship ought to be appropriate, and then I'll rebuild the artillery ships after that. So I want that stuff rebuilding. We need to rebuild armies as well, and it looks like I've already gotten that started. This army is going to come in, and then we can actually train back a couple of armies at this point, I think. But 3 turns, and we'll have the armies back. The Huns still have defenses that they would have to break through to get to me, so they are not necessarily in good shape to put a serious hurt on me at the moment. They may be able to hit little places like Sophene here or something, which probably honestly does not have, well, I mean, it has decent defenses. It's not great. Wouldn't hold up against multiple Hun stacks, but could certainly do some damage to 1 or 2 and slow them down to where I could wipe them out in the spring. And I'm going to actually move, actually I can move this army all the way up here, but they're not going to retrain because there's Huns in the province. But it would deter them from attacking. And that's really all I need at the moment. We'll chase the Huns out, but I'm going to take a lot of snow attrition. Well, actually, the snow attrition wasn't too bad. And somehow my guys are retraining, despite the fact that Huns are there. These guys are not. Maybe, is it a provincial boundary? Or a settlement boundary? That's odd. These guys are retraining and the other ones aren't, unless I have... I don't know. I don't know how that works. That's news to me. Let's check what the auto-resolve is. Yeah, the auto-resolve's in my favor against the Visigoths here. Yeah, I mean, it would definitely go in my favor, and I don't want to play out this battle particularly. Well, I mean, I think there's a... Let's see, I'm going to take a protective stance because I have far more missile units. At least I think I do. Yeah, it gave me a decisive victory there, as one would probably expect with the level of fleet that I had. I could subjugate the Visigoths, but I'm not going to do so. I'm actually... I think I'm going to loot and occupy. Does that tear down the buildings? I know sacking tears down the buildings, but I'm hoping that looting... No, it didn't. I was kind of hoping that looting would tear down some of the buildings, but it did not. So I'm going to end up just spending all that money to repair all the buildings that yeah, so that didn't do me a whole lot of good, other than making for a whole lot of bad public order now. So, yep, genius. I'm a genius. Question not my actions, for they are perfect in every way imaginable. Okay, not really. Obviously being quite sarcastic there. Ooh, let's see. So we got a... we can build another building in Rome. I cannot build a religious building in Rome, and I think it's because it's meant to have a Latin patriarchal building here or whatever, and so it will not allow me to build a paganism chain building. So that's a bit frustrating. We can't go all the way up to the governor's palace there. And we have plenty of food to do so, so that might be kind of fun. I got a wine emporium here too, though. We're making huge money off that. That's pretty spectacular. I'm trying to think what else would make sense here. I mean, I could do industry. I mean, I don't think a lot of this other stuff, rally field, wouldn't do me a lot of good. I've got the circus. I've got the wine emporium. Let's just build another forum chain building, and I'll find something to do with it there in Rome. And then there's other of these places where food is certainly stable enough to upgrade to some of these cool buildings like the palace. And I could always build a food trader here too, because the public order is easily capable of supporting it. Yeah. So, in fact, that's what we should or I could do like a scriptorum and try and increase research rates, but I mean, there's nothing amazing left in the research rates that I'm just dying to get to or something either. I don't know, let's go ahead and end the turn. I don't feel like messing with any more of this stuff. Let's see, what is this? A priest? Encourage mutiny. Looks like I've just been opening up all the different abilities, and they are open now. Let's help him. Okay, Drusus gains a level. And I can help him replenish faster. Melee defense for infantry units, commanded force. And who else do we got here? An admiral. None of this stuff usually does much for an admiral. Let's see, research rate, faction-wide, will probably do more than anything. Research weight. I'm just like putting all this research rate stuff on him. Because as an admiral, they really don't make many good retainers for admirals. It's kind of goofy. There we go. Let's just kind of split that up. This fleet gains... Let's put some integrity boost onto it. We can still assign a provincial governor. Do I have one in Thracia? I do. So we've got our governor in Thracia. Where else would I want to put a governor? I have one in Britain, one in Italia. Maybe let's put one in Africa. But I don't know. I don't really feel like even messing with it on this turn. It's not that big of a deal. Let's just end the turn. We need to finish off what's left of the Visigoths, which is very little. Subjugating them, you know, was a possibility there, but I didn't want to mess with that either. And they'll just have a couple little crappy fleets sailing around. Eventually they will die. They're going to try and run away from me over there. But I'll catch them with one of the armies I have and run them through. And then eventually their little navy fleets and armies will succumb. Let's see, I might be able to use my fleet to capture the rest of the province that I want to up here, and I really do want to reconquer Germania and Gaul as well. All of Gaul and Germania. So I've thought about turning against my allies up there, but I kind of want the Huns out of the way once and for all. But since I can't seem to kill Attila under any circumstances, the Huns just keep coming back and coming back. So all the damage I do to the Huns is completely inconsequential until Attila is dead, because they just keep respawning stacks. It's kind of like chaos on Total War Warhammer. Until you get the message that says they're gone for good, then they just keep coming back, and there's little, if anything, you can do about it. Except for continue to kill them, which becomes kind of a boring option. And right now I'm certainly bored of fighting the Huns. I'd like to go fight the Sassanids and see if they have any good fight in them. But they don't. I'm also kind of sick of fighting the Huns because I have to use these spear/artillery stacks to best deal with them. Come on, Huns. Take all day to do a turn in because I have to watch all this. Come on. Crying out loud, no one cares about your stupid agent. Here we go. They're going to attack Sopiane or whatever that is. Sopiane. They're going to bring in as many stacks as they can. They've got it sieged. If they don't go ahead and run the... Look how many stacks they're piling up there. If they actually just leave it sieged and don't actually... Oh, wow, that was a mistake.
Your armies would surely find honor and plunder in joining this...
Yeah, I'm not really worried about what you do, East Roman Empire, so fight your own dang wars. If you can retake all of Egypt and Palestine or Palestinia or whatever they call the province on here, then great. Prove it. All right.
The gods themselves
The East Roman separatists want to become my puppet state. Ephesus, Asia. So that would mean that this... Well, but then that means that I wouldn't get any of the farmland or anything in this province either, and it makes this settlement like a constant drag for me, which I don't really want. I'd rather just take the settlements from the East Roman separatist. The Visigoth scout is trying to mess with me. Equestrian Legion is taking some attrition. Elopement? Whatever. You can get married. See if I care. So Cyzicus and looks like Synada up here or whatever. These are the other ones I need to capture from the East Roman separatist, and at some point I will. Let's convert that over. Continue tearing this down. So wow, we already got a theater here, but I'm going to convert that over to the amphitheater. Gives me better public order penalty or boost. Wealth from culture. Is there one of these that boost? Yeah, wealth from culture. Wealth from commerce buildings. Cultural buildings. So let us build that one there. Okay. As far as the Visigoth army, it is out of reach of a couple of my stacks, though we can pretty much pin them in place. But first and foremost, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Hun stacks that I'm going to have to fend off. And I would like to get reinforcements in there.
Ready for battle.
I mean, I have a ton of large onager, but eventually my guys will run out of ammo, and when they do, and this stack's not going to be a whole lot of help because of the Legio being so terrible versus Hun units. That stack's not going to be a particularly big help. The Equestrian Legion, on the other hand, could be quite nice. I have 4 turns till I run out of supplies, and the Huns are taking attrition, so I would be smarter to actually let them continue to take attrition. Let my Equestrian Legion build up a little bit, and then probably send another army up there as reinforcements too. I've got... Where is Drusus? Okay, Drusus is down here. He's actually not in the best shape to fight Huns right now. Let's have Drusus... Let's see. This is a good anti-Hun army right here. So I'm going to actually start marching... No, don't go through the snow, please. Okay, for some reason I'm still able to train in this settlement, but not the others. But that's fine. So this army is nearby for reinforcements, and then the Equestrian Legion can move. Can try to move into range as well. So I think we've got a good number of reinforcements moving into place. I'm working on retraining armies, so I've got this one that'll be done in 3 turns, and this one will be done in 2 turns. So we've got armies on the way back up. How many more will I need to get back? No, sorry. So we'll be at 12 of 12. And then I've got a fleet that needs to continue to retrain. It's just going to be faster to merge these ships and retrain them rather than wait for them to come back on their own. So let's get 2 more of those, 1 more of these. There we go. So that fleet will be built back up, and I can use the fleets to my advantage. Like this Sassanid settlement here, we can actually pretty much just raid all over these islands with my fleets. Like this is owned by a couple of different factions, and we should be able to wreck up quite a few settlements with my fleets, which is why I'm kind of continuing to be focused on them at the moment. Let's end the turn and see if the Huns stick around, because if they do, then we should be able to cause them a great deal of pain. Let's see, this is a governor, so I was just looking for anything that will help a governor. Yeah, not a whole lot that's going to help a governor here. So I'm just going to ignore it. Yeah, none of these things really going to help a governor either, so I'm just going to save those. We're not going to worry about assigning the provincial governor. Yeah, I hope the Huns stick around, because if I can get 2 or 3 reinforcement armies over, we should be able to kill a pretty huge number of Huns, because I'll have my garrison army. It has a lot of archers in it and more spears, and then we would have 2 ballista armies and a cav stack, so we'd be able to kill a considerable number of Huns. And even if we lost, we would dish them so much damage that I don't think they'd be in good shape. And I have 2 new armies that'll be rolling out within a turn or 2, so I don't think that this puts the Huns in any kind of good position. Visigoths are spreading out and fleeing for their lives. Oh, the Huns, the Huns, the Huns. The people that I so want dead. And that's probably, that's probably a shared mutual feeling between the 2 factions. They, I'm sure, would like nothing more to see me dead as well, but this campaign has not been very favorable to the Huns. Yes, I've lost a few battles to them here and there, but overall they have gained nothing against the Empire. And they've been defeated multiple times. Attila has been wounded multiple times in his attempts to destroy my empire. I hope they attack my settlement. If they go ahead and attack my settlement, I would welcome it. Absolutely welcome it. Attila isn't present there, which is unfortunate. He is taking winter attrition, though, which might give me a chance to try and lash out at him. Oh, he's going to move down. And they're going to commit everything here. Look at that. They're betting the farm on this battle. And I wonder if this is a decent map to defend. I'm not certain if it is. But I mean, I have a lot of spearmen, I have a lot of archers, and a lot of catapults. The Huns also have a lot of catapults, but they're mostly cavalry. I am concerned about the Chosen Ewers, but if we can deal with the Chosen Ewers, the rest of these stacks have so much cavalry that they're going to suffer badly in their attempts to get onto the town center, I think. And any unit that I have with defensive testudo, not stationary testudo, but I think a defensive testudo, ends up with basically like 100% missile block chance. And as long as this is not the stupid Colosseum map, which it very well could be, I don't remember. Oh, thank goodness it's not the Colosseum map. That is... Oh, geez. Praise Jupiter. That could have been bad. I have those noble Foederati javelin men too, and on the walls those guys are going to be able to get some pretty serious damage done, and I have a lot of archers. So, but I mean, there are a considerable number of Huns that we're going to have to fend off. So let us get ready. They've got their large onager, and we're going to need to deal with their large onager because their large onager are going to cause a lot of damage to me. Let's just get all our guys out of the way real quick where I can set this up properly. I need my large onager to preferably be within range of theirs from the beginning of the battle, which isn't going to happen, I don't think, if I'm going to stay on the town center. Let's see, though. One of their large onager is within range of mine. Let's just kind of try and put these over here a couple at a time. There we go. So I got all my large onager up here. I'm going to put them all on explosive rounds. Let them fire at will. I do have a couple of scout equites. And the Huns will probably move forward pretty quickly. And if they do, there's a decent chance I could get my scout equites, like sacrifice them into their large onager. Let's get these Legio up here. We're going to want spears defending every choke point. And Comez General actually is going to be less than ideal here because he cannot testudo whatsoever. And he's going to be very, very threatened. I'm going to put missiles aplenty on the walls here. And I'm going to put some extras right back here just to shoot at whatever I so choose. Flaming shot. I'm a little bit like, we've got to take out those Chosen Ewers, and I don't think just standard... I don't know if standard archers are going to do real well against the Chosen Ewers. But what I could do is just focus fire on my artillery on the Chosen Ewers. Yeah, that's probably what I should do. Their artillery does concern me, but since I'm going to go attack it, I'll just focus my artillery on theirs. And I'm going to start off by trying to conserve my spear defenses.
Defensive positions.
Okay. I want to get all the rest of my spears. The only problem is all my guys are kind of conglomerated in one spot, which just means that their artillery has the opportunity to be brutally effective. It is unfortunate, but there's not a whole lot I feel like I can do about it. Let's take these noble Foederati javelins out of there, so all my archers are in flaming, and we can make sure to use precision. Start the battle. I'm going to swing out here with my scout equites and try and make a run on their large onager. And I'm going to go ahead and fire at will on their chosen ewers. And I'm even going to focus fire.
I will stop them having that satisfaction.
Enemy reinforcements have been spotted.
Ready.
Woo! Yeah, their onagers are going to potentially do a lot of damage. But at the same time, if I can swing out and around and get just a minute to get their troops out of the way. Yeah, their chosen ewers are certainly my concern at the moment. Let's try and bomb a couple of those Bosphorans real quick. Just got to get those large onagers killed. Dang it, they just dropped a bunch of my war machines right there. That's why I want the large onagers killed. I'm going to try and keep the steppe chieftain occupied with one and move in with the other. Okay. Okay, right here, all the chosen ewers, give it to him. Alright, I'm gonna go into precision. Okay, one of my scout equites acted as the sacrifice. The other one's gonna get to the large onager crews, but there's gonna be more large onager coming on for the Huns eventually. The Ewer archers are also gonna be a huge, huge issue. But we've done extreme damage at this point. This onager crew lost all their machines. Okay, this blob of infantry right here is getting wrecked on pretty hard.
Nothing remains of that tower now.
Okay, that's good. What the heck? Attack that chosen Ewer, please. Or the Ewer archer. Okay, I'm gonna come out here and actually try and just hide the scout equite. It's being chased by an enemy horse archer. These few chosen Ewers here, though, are actually still a pretty severe threat. I'm concerned about how much damage they'll do. Let's attack those Nokors over there. I'm not going to be able to get this scout equite re-hidden because it's being pursued by a Hunnic Devil Archer. Okay, actually, right. No. Gosh, this stupid onager crew right here is screwing up everything. I'm going to move it over there. I insist you all target this blob with explosive shot. Yeah, see those few chosen Ewers are they're actually beating their way through my spearmen here. It was like maybe 30 or 40 chosen Ewers, and they're going to easily bash their way through my spearmen. I'm going to move up a second line of defense.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
Okay, everywhere else we're still defended. Archers are still firing from the walls, hopefully maximizing damage. And my scout equite has escaped the Hunnic Devil Archer, and I'm going to hide in these woods right there. This is really going to be an attritional type battle where I just have to keep trying to do everything I can to damage Huns as much as possible. And there's just going to be Huns after Huns after Huns coming on to the battlefield. My large onager, though, have done considerable. There's Attila right here. I'm going to target Attila with my large onager. So Attila is right here in this unit. And he's taking a pretty considerable pounding here.
The general has fallen. Our victory grows ever nearer.
I don't know which general that was. Probably not Attila. I'm going to have to move up another line of defenders here. because those chosen Ewers, even though they were down in few numbers, have eaten their way through 2 infantry units. I'm going to keep moving up defenders. Like I said, we're just going to go one by one here. This archer unit was given a misclick, so that's my bad. Okay, ceasefire, ceasefire, ceasefire. Attila is up in this blob. Or he was. There's another steppe chieftain there. Hunnic Devil Cavalry, no cores. Hunnic, look at the Huns pulling through my defenses there. My guys are wavering because the Huns are pulling through my defenders. Leave it to the AI to cheat even further than it already does. I'm going to put these noble foederati javelins up on these walls. They can do some pretty significant damage from there. And I'm going to actually take... I've still got archers on the walls doing damage, and I still have ammo on some of my large onagers. Let's look for steppe chieftain units. We are beating the Huns back at this initial position here. I just need to get repositioned here and get these guys into the defensive testudos, because they're going to take really, really bad damage from horse archers. Okay, where is this? Okay, that crew there. I wish I would have had my noble foederati javelins over there, actually, so go ahead and open fire over here, gents. I'm going to let these noble foederati javelins wreck these guys. I'm going to move this one up. I should have had it over here already from this position. I could have wrecked a lot of the Hun infantry that's... Look at this, man. My guy is just getting wrecked by horse archers. The testudo on the Legio Comitatenses is not sufficient to defend against horse archers. Okay, back into defensive testudo there. I'm going to pull the Sagittari back. I'm going to bring the noble foederati javelin up. See, these foederati javelins over here completely wrecked all this infantry. That is perfect. They've got a lot of javelins. Okay, fire at will on. Yes, please do. So the foederati javelins here are going to cause considerable damage to this infantry approaching. In fact, actually do not fire at will. I insist you target the chosen Ewers. Please target the chosen Ewers. Okay, siege artillery is targeting the chosen Ewers. Target these guys here. Noble foederati javelins. Target those chosen Ewers. Okay, we just did a horrendous amount of damage to all that infantry, and then these noble foederati javelins jack those guys up something fierce. Save your ammo. Let's pull these Sagittari back and let's line up some noble foederati javelins over here. And then let's bring these guys over. So we are getting a considerable amount of work done versus the Huns. Yeah, my noble foederati javelins here. I'm going to go ahead and actually pull them back from the walls for a minute because there's all these archer units and stuff out here.
The men are running, cowards!
Okay. Put these guys over here. I've got a lot of reserve infantry. They have a ton of archers, but their archers are being less than effective right now. That's good, and as long as they're targeting the wrong units, then I'm in quite good shape. Let's target more horse archers. Actually, I'm going to target this archer blob out there. I've still got one scout equite standing around in case we get more large onager coming onto the battlefield. But at this point, it's just going to be, like I said, we're playing a game of attrition here. This noble foederati javelin right here is getting some more work done. Look at that, 164 kills, worth every penny. 141 kills there. These guys are only at 46, but they're going to get some more work done right here. Killing this Bosporan infantry is going to play a pretty important role. They're actually not killing it near as quickly as they should be. This Bosporan infantry is getting pretty lucky. I'm actually thinking about bringing this Noble Foederati javelin right here.
The enemy have rallied their units.
This one's got 206 kills. Very impressive. I'm going to actually pull this one back because it can no longer do me much good here. I'm going to position this Noble Foederati javelin so it can kind of throw into the side of that fight. Lots more Hun cavalry moving in. Tons more. Actually thinking about moving these onagers back just a little bit. I've run out of ammo on quite a few of my onager. We need to get...
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shame.
I need to get more reinforcements up here. Go ahead and let these guys fire at will. The Huns are trying to break through. I'll go ahead and block them off, but for now I'm just going to let these javelins wreak havoc into the flank of these Hun units right here. Should be quite devastating. No, you move back. Alright, I just got to bring the spearmen forward here. I'm going to pile on hard. The problem is all the archers off in the background are going to be able to... They're going to be able to cause a considerable amount of pain, but since they're all blobbed up, they're a good target for my onagers, which I'm going to go ahead and open fire. But since my guys did not make it into Testudo, they're going to be vulnerable to all this horse archer fire off in the background. I'm going to try and get these guys up here and get them into Testudo, because you can see the units who aren't, they're taking considerable damage.
Our men return to the fight.
Okay. I've got one Noble Foederati javelin. I need to go over here and help these spearmen. The Noble Foederati who are out of ammo, I'm going to... Federati or whatever they are, I'm going to bring them over here. The one Federati javelin man with ammo, I'm actually going to bring it up on this wall and let it throw point blank into that crowd over there. This, actually there's a Hunnic cavalry unit that pulled through me, and it's wrapping up some of my onager units. I don't know how in the world it will have gotten over there, but it did. Okay, the Huns kind of being defeated over there. I have to deal with this first wave lancer, and then as soon as I do, I can get this Noble Foederati javelin up here on the wall, and I should be able to cause extreme damage to that blobbed up. I've got 4 more units of Carnudi Senores back here. I'm going to actually go ahead and move them up a little bit closer and get them back into Testudo. So those first wave lancers ought to die there. But I mean, my spearmen over here they're taking gruesome injuries at the hands of all these horse archers. But these Federati javelin men here ought to start racking up some kills very quickly. Come on. Yep, there they go. They're racking up a few kills. I'm going to go ahead and kind of set up my next line of defense over here. I'm almost out of ammo, which is unfortunate. least that first wave lancer is going to go. What we can do, though, is we can leave this spear unit there as bait, getting a lot of good kills out of the noble foederati javelins. And then I'm going to set up like another line of defense here. Okay. Even straight on into the face of all my spears, the Huns have gotten a considerable amount of work done with their missile units. Okay, I got everybody into defensive testudo. We're kind of beating back. Look at this single chosen unit over here that's giving my guys such grief. I'll bring my Comes over to help try and cut it down. We did just get a couple of large onagers onto the map, so I'm going to start swinging this scout cavalry around long ways. Okay, this unit's getting shot in the back by horse archers. Even in testudo, your guys can get killed by a horse archer if they fire from an angle that's unfavorable for you. I'm going to bring this Foederati javelinman up there. Back in the testudo, please. Back in the testudo, please. Try and pull back to a position where my guys can actually resist more missile fire, because we've got quite a lot more to endure. Okay, even with my Comes, I'm gonna war cry that steppe lancer. This chosen Uer has fought down to 2 men. I would expect no less from the Huns. Surviving the remaining missile storm with the Huns is going to be one of my biggest challenges here.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
Okay, how am I doing? I'm going to swing this scout cavalry all the way up there and take out the 2. Yeah, I'm actually going to keep putting bait targets over here for these horse archers. I'm gonna keep lining up Sagittari in the walls to try and keep the Huns from shooting at my spear units, which are far more important here. Let's get my noble foederati javelins up here, let them throw the rest of their ammo. We're 7 seconds before I can go into precision shot. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, the horse archers are pulling back. That's unfortunate. But they're out of their own range, too. So leave those guys on at fire at will. Okay, there's more Hun reinforcements coming on back by their large onager. And right now, their large onager aren't even in range. So I don't want to get too close and risk my scout cavalry getting killed, because we still have a lot of Huns to ride out. So, trying to use as many Sagittari and other units as I can for bait here. I'm out of ammo on all my large onager. We got a considerable number of kills on quite a few of them, but I'm also just out of ammo, period. No, I'm not. This unit has ammo here. And this Foederati javelinman is just wasting its life. I'm going to get it off the wall and run away, if it can survive. Let's see, this archer right here, this Sagittari, there's a whole horde of horse archers. And I'm hoping that they'll target this spear unit, because it's in defensive testudo. If they will target that spear unit, I will be in good shape. Let's actually save this archer, because it's, what can it do to that big blob of horse archers? Nothing is the answer. Now, even if I can just survive for 20 more minutes, then I will do well. The question is whether or not I should even attempt to hit these large onager. They're not participating in the battle, and I'm going to keep my scout cavalry alive until I have a specific reason to act otherwise. These spearmen do look like they are drawing the fire of the Hunnic horse archers. I don't think the Huns have enough infantry to kill
Men run from the
all the
enemy.
remainder of
This
my
is
infantry.
shameful.
And I'm not going to move my guys out of Testudo at this point, because it's too much risk to let the horse archers get the kind of damage they need. Got to keep my general alive. Okay, more large onagers just came onto the battlefield. That's got to be getting towards the end of the Hun reinforcements. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here and move up some, but I'll be prepared to run away. At this point, our only hope is to run the Huns out of ammo and still have enough men left to defend. And that's going to be questionable because the Huns are going to have a huge amount of ammo. Not to mention whatever kills they get in melee afterwards. I should have a near 100% block chance, though. I'm going to go see if I can kill all these large onager. Even if I just survive the remaining 18 minutes, I can win the battle on that premise. But 18 more minutes of Hun missile barrage, that's going to be interesting to see. Look at those Uar archers. They pulled through,
The enemy have rallied their units.
but they did get defeated. My guys remain in Testudo here. I don't see any returning Hun horse, like any more Hun reinforcements coming on at the moment. I've still got a lot of infantry left. My general is alive. I've got to get all of these heavy onagers killed. So I'm going to just knock them all off their war. Yeah, okay, now they can't fire their onager. Oh, actually, this one reconnected. There we go. The Huns aren't sending any reinforcements out here, so we're going to take all their heavy onagers off the battlefield. So these guys won't be able to play any role for the Huns.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
I'm going to have to hurry and get out of here, though, in case there's more Hun reinforcements that come onto the battlefield right there. I don't want them to get my scout cavalry. I'm going to let it go back and remain hidden. So the scout cavalry, saving it till the end, ended up being extraordinarily important. This is a problem.
Our men are breaking off.
With these Huns moving in over here, that is a problem. I'm surviving their missile storm, but if they come over and start firing into my flanks like they are right now, they're going to actually start killing a lot of my men. So I'm going to have to run this Sagittari up here and shoot these Hunnic Devil Archers. And I think there's still a Steppe Chieftain somewhere in this giant blob, or somewhere on the map. I want to say I saw a Steppe Chieftain. This unit over here, they're not trying to burn down. Stay away from that. Okay, let's let my guys fire at these Hun horse archers. These guys are almost out of ammo, though, so I'm not going to fire at them once they run out of ammo. They're down to only a few volleys. Okay, target there, please. I'm going to save these Sagittari. The flaming arrows on these Sagittari are going to be kind of priceless. These Huns are going to tear down that tower, unfortunately. I'm not going to... Okay, they're out of ammo, so those guys are no longer a viable target. I think we can ride out the remainder of the Hun missiles, or at least the timer. Probably the timer, because those guys are so blobbed up, they're not going to be able to fire. Okay. Yeah, so I think at this point we just have to ride out the timer, and I think we'll gain a pretty huge victory here against the Huns. I'm gonna drop the siege equipment on some of these and just keep these guys alive in case that's what the Huns are firing at. Same thing with the noble javelins. These guys can be helpful in a follow-up battle. I want them to shoot at my spearmen who are in Testudo. Okay, Okay, these Hunnic double archers are coming into melee. They may do pretty well because some of my testudos are facing odd directions. I kind of have to face my testudos in weird directions at the moment. Okay, they were defeated. I wish I had more archer or onager ammo at this point. I mean, I do have a little bit of archer ammo. We could try and sneak in with it and get some shots on this blob, but they're probably going to avoid me as best they can. Okay, the further this blob moves over here to the flank of this unit, that's going to be bad, because they can get some shots over into the unshielded flank, and I might start losing men. So I really don't want the Huns moving around. It's not going to help me if they're moving around. I'm going to use this. If they start returning fire on this archer unit, I'm going to pull back out, but I'm going to see if the Huns will let me get in range and actually open fire here. They are. So I'm going to see if I can do some damage to these horse archer units in the remaining minutes here. It won't be huge, but anything I can get for relatively free. I think I'm under fire now, but still, these guys are starting to waver. Some of them are, at least.
Our men run from the enemy. This is shameful.
My archers are actually getting a fair amount of work done over here. Actually thinking about pulling this Noble Foederati Javelin back up and seeing if I can get in range. I've got quite a lot of spears left for just simple horse archers to overcome, but some of them aren't just simple horse archers. Some of them are Ungarde and devil archers and other very high tier horse archers that are not going to be chumps in melee. This unit's already under fire. Okay, give him anything you can get. Noble Javelins. Get him. Get him. Oh yeah, we racked up some kills with that Noble Javelin man right there. That was worth it.
The unit has used all available ammunition.
Okay, the Javelin man, you're gonna die, but you did well. 200 and something kills, 277 kills. An impressive performance. Four minutes left, so we've got to withstand 4 more minutes of missile barrage, and I think we can do that between all my spearmen. Yeah, we've gotten a considerable amount of damage done to a lot of these units out here too, so their morale was not going to be real happy. I'm going to reposition ever so slightly here, move up with these guys while no one's up here to be in melee with me. Okay. This unit over here has taken some losses over time, but we are surviving. All right. So let's see, 3 minutes. Overall, this whole episode was quite long, but this is going to be a pretty critical siege defense. This poor house getting burned down at near the last minute here. But yeah, the Huns are definitely not going to have enough to get the job done here. And I've got a couple of flaming arrows left. I'm actually going to move up to right here and unleash them. We're starting to see a lot of wavering amongst the Hun units. Okay, as soon as I get my guys on the wall, I'm going to... Come on, get up on the wall, get on the wall, fire at will. There we go. Get a last few precision shot arrows up here into the Hun horse archers. So this archer unit, for being a cheap garrison Sagittari, getting 70-something horse archer kills is definitely acceptable. I'm going to target this blob with the last few flaming arrows I have. And we are down to 1 minute. The Huns are not going to have the melee power to defeat me. So it's 30-something seconds till victory. So we have killed a massive number of Huns. Now look, this is on play, and I have a GTX 1080, and I am overclocked my processor to 4.5 gigs, and I am at about 20 frames per second in this battle because of all the bodies on the ground and the fact that it's Attila, which the game runs absolutely horribly. So there we go, but we gained the victory. We gained the Pyrrhic victory there, and we killed like at least 4 Hun stacks, I think. Now if they have 2 more stacks, or this wasn't all their stacks that were nearby, they could attack me again in the same turn end and potentially even defeat me, but I would get all my large onager, most of them back, and they would have their ammo, as would my javelin men and archers and any other units that managed to survive that. Yeah, I would get a lot of my men back, even though they'd be heavily damaged. The Huns, though, losing tremendous amounts of their army. So Attila came here, and Attila, it says he's down to 3 there, so I don't know if he was wounded or not. I'm going to replenish off the Huns because I can't replenish otherwise right now, and we're going to force them back. They are extremely damaged, and on the next turn may have a good opportunity to lash out and put down a number of their stacks here if possible. But like I said, they've got several more stacks that weren't involved in that battle that could just as well move forward right now and finish me off, but it looks like they are going to retreat. Huns are really good at turning tail and fleeing.
I beg you, take up arms and attack these people.
Who am I taking up arms against? Palmyra. Owners, the Africans, Gassanids, Palmyra. Palmyra does own some settlements over here I want, but I'm just not ready to attack them yet. I mean, 8,000 is tempting, but I don't need money that bad. I don't need money that bad. Kind of want to get to the turn end here. That was quite an important victory for us. I think that was 4 Hun stacks that we defeated, including Attila. So the Huns obviously not the best at sieging.
Strength and wisdom.
Yeah. I don't need your military access. Let me see here. I got to send a message to Mrs. A real quick. Okay. So the Visigoth scout, Visigoths. So we finally got the message that Attila is only a man. So he is now vulnerable to death. So at this point, if we attack and kill Attila in battle, he will be dead. Like there will be no more Attila the Hun. And this army is really well positioned to kill him. They would leave Savaria open to attack, which I'm not a huge fan of. Actually, this army could get to him too. Regulus. This one has cavalry, and that's part of the reason why I'm wanting to attack him with it, is because I can run him down and make sure that he does not escape the battlefield. So even though it'll leave me open, I could just come and swap this army over here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So I would love to leave this great privilege to Drusus in order to kill Attila, but Drusus is simply too far away. And I am going to take advantage of this while we have Attila where we want him.
Ready for orders.
He's close to a river crossing. He may get away regardless. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to bring a spy up and hinder his army.
Sabotaging.
Okay, we got a critical success there, so I don't think he can flee when I attack him.
Kill the cowards.
So this is the last stand of a Mr. Attila the Hun. And he's only got 6 men in his bodyguard. I will give this Roman general, Mr. Decimus Calvus, the privilege of running Attila through, or I'm actually considering whether or not I should keep Similar to my last campaign where I burned Attila to death. So one way or the other, this is a long time coming, and I am going to savor this moment a great deal. Okay, so the Huns have deployed over here. I'm gonna leave a few cavalry units to this side. I'm gonna take out their horse archers quickly, and I have some elite ballistari here, which will no doubt speed them toward their doom with flaming arrows, flaming bolts, I should say. These guys, explosive rounds. Okay, there you go. And I've got 3 of those over there just to guard that entrance, and I've got more cavalry here. Okay, let's start the battle. I'm gonna move up, keep the Huns from crossing.
As I see it, and as the omens confirm, our enemies are well supplied with farmers and peasants.
The enemy has reinforcements.
Okay,
We outnumber the enemy.
Testudo. Okay, my crossbows gonna open fire. My artillery has opened fire, so the Hun units are going to die very quickly under this artillery barrage. I'm gonna send some elite Palatina to attempt to hunt Attila. These horse archers will actually be able to do considerable damage to my infantry if they are not dealt with rather quickly.
Protect him.
Pull my general back. Okay, more explosive rounds coming in. Ballista are quickly wrecking the horsemen. All the units in this vicinity should be routed in a relative hurry. And then I'm going to send my cavalry hunting party out to get Attila. Okay, let's finish these guys off. Okay, just need to finish off these horse archers here real quick. And then we will go chase down Attila. Okay, elite ballistari are going to finish off that Hunnic horse archer. Okay, the rest of those horse archers should rout. I'm going to give my onagers a chance to explode Attila. I like the idea of his guts exploded all over. I'm going to kill this horse archer with my elite ballistari. Let's see what happens. My onager are going to have to move up to get a shot at Attila. Let's keep my horsemen out of the range of his who are archers for the moment. Attila is about to come under pretty serious artillery barrage. Bring my elite ballistari up. Let's see. I'm gonna fall back just, well, actually I'm not gonna fall back with everybody. I'm gonna bring some of them over here. Okay, here it comes. Where is Mr. the Hun right now? Here he is, holding his bow up like it's a shield. Attila was never proclaimed to be a very smart Hun. Okay, any moment now I'm hoping that a flaming fire pot or an explosive fire pot lands right on his head. Ooh, that just about did it. I'm gonna go get some cavalry back here behind Attila. So close. Is this it? Is this one it? Nope, overshot. Trying to get around behind Attila so that if he makes a run for it, I can catch him. Okay, oh! Attila is the only one left in his unit. I thought that was going to be the death shot. He's trying to get off the battlefield through routing. Chase him. Chase him, chase him. Let's see. I don't know if my Scola Palatina can catch him. I'm going to kill a bunch of my own men, though. He's got a cavalry unit back here. Oh my gosh, he's going to get away. Look at this. Look at this. He's outrunning my cavalry unit.
To arms!
So Attila's going to get away because I didn't have a light cavalry to catch him. That's frustrating. Alright, well, let's kill the rest of this army and see whether or not he survives. He was the last man on the battlefield. I'm not really sure how he survived that artillery shot when it killed everybody else in his...
Their general is dead! A lethal blow!
I guess whenever Attila leaves the battlefield, he dies because there was no retreating. So Attila is dead. The Huns are now at the mercy of my troops, and when they die, they are gone. So hope y'all enjoyed this episode. It was a long one. Unfortunately, we did not get to see the actual death of Attila, but we got pretty close to it whenever my artillery got in there, but he is gone. Let's go out and get the campaign message to confirm it. The Scourge of the Steppes, the Wiener, the Retreater, the Chicken, the Fool, Attila the Dead, Attila the Fallen, Attila the Crotch. I mean, I could give him a whole lot of names. There's a lot of names that Attila deserves at the moment. But Attila the Hun is no more. So let's go confirm it. Attila, the broken bow. They plucked out the hair of their heads and made their faces hideous with deep wounds, that the renowned warrior might be mourned, not by effeminate wailings and tears, but by blood of men. Attila, the Scourge of God, lies vanquished. Without his leadership, the hordes weaken and begin to dissipate. So that's it, folks. I'll see you back on the next episode.